Hi, it's Amina Barota again. You know koko? Nobody wanted the shop. Oh. Okay. So it's 1987. I'm going to be telling you about the cocoa incident. And cocoa is a town in Warri North, Delta State of Nigeria. If you are traveling to cocoa today, the weather is 26 degrees Celsius and the humidity is 96%. Cocoa is a rainforest. So those places, now there they see the fish shop for this side. Yes, better. So let's talk about the cocoa toxic waste incident. In 1987, so you know Italy, they produce about 50 million tons of waste, toxic waste yearly. So in 1987, the Italian government, there was this waste broker firm. It was called Ecoma then, and they had a Nigeria agency. So there was this, they were importing toxic waste. Then they used to import toxic waste into developing countries. So this waste broker firm, they came down to Nigeria, they had an illegal deal with one Chief Sunday from Cocoa Delta State. So they agreed, he rented out this piece of land to them to be dumping their waste. And this waste contained industrial waste, household waste, they had PCBs. PCB is polychloride biphenyl, you know how they do that. Now some of this way they contain even recyclables, they have non-recyclables like cars. So after producing cars, all of those waste that they are not able to recycle, so they just brought them down. And this man had this deal with them, he gave them his land. In 1987, the first shipment came. So they shifted about 18,000 tons of toxic waste into cocoa, and he used his land as a receptacle for this waste. Now this man was collecting $1 per month for these drums of toxic waste. Plus, how much be $1 now? So they brought this waste and they dropped them in Cocoa Delta State. They dumped them in that village. After some time, like the sun was hitting this waste directly. After some time, a lot of things started happening in Cocoa Delta State. First of all, people were having breathing problems. Children around the villages, they were playing, children that were playing around, they started falling sick. The land was completely destroyed, the land around this place. And when they imported them, the first shipment was start building bricks for building, or start building equipment. That was what they called the first shipment. But the owner of this land knew what it was that they were dumping on the land. Then another shipment came, they called it residual and allied chemicals. Mind you, it was nothing of that sort. They dropped those waste. Like they had different names. They even called, there was one they brought, they said they were chemicals to help farmers to develop their farm in the land. So they dumped all of this waste in that land. Now within the span of 2 weeks, there were about 7 premature births in the hospital. Started dying. And then when the Nigerian government found out about this issue, they came and they had to carry out to say they found out that this waste was so deadly, it was so bad. Aquatic animals around this place, fishes were dying. And this town is a farming and fishing town. So their fish started dying. They could no longer farm with their land. Everywhere was just bad. So Nigeria had to invite the Italian ambassador, the Italian minister here, and then he came. So Nigeria, they were not happy with the issue. This was now in 1988. Nigeria said they have to take their waste back to their country, and in taking this waste back, they are going to be the ones to pay for the shipment to return the waste back to their country. Around that time, Nigeria seized one of their ships. It was a carrying ship. It was seized, and they also charged them about 14.3 million naira for all of those things that happened. Now after the several premature births, now little children that were playing around, some of them they started dying, and then the 100 workers were recruited, and they were given gas masks, they were given protective equipment, like everything that is needed to pack all of those waste away from this. Despite the protective equipment and everything, now out of 100 of the workers, Some ended up being hospitalized, some ended up in coma, some had breathing problem, some were feeling nauseous, some were vomiting blood. Like some of them, their skin sef were burnt from the chemicals. See how deadly this can be. And you know how just imagine how greedy our people can be. So in 1988, towards the end of 1988, the Nigerian government called them to come take their waste back to their country. So they sent 2 ships down. When they sent 2 ships, one of the ship was deep sea ship. So the ship came, packed the waste, about the 18,000 tons of the first shipment, the second shipment, so they took all of the waste, and then the waste got back to the Italian government in December, 9th of December 1989. So that was when the ship was exploded in the global. So you tell me what you think about the waste. Now actually this was the incident that led to the first law on the environment. But before then, Nigeria never had a law of
hazardous and toxic waste can be described as substances that pose a threat to public health or the environment. So when did the use of the toxic waste dumped by an Italian chemical company